me that green light. Give me that Greenlight Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that Greenlight Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that Greenlight Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that Greenlight Maine.
Tonight's Greenlight Maine is sponsored by Central Maine Power. Flip a switch and we're there.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine, a celebration of the talent, grit, and creativity of Maine's most promising entrepreneurs. This show is dedicated to bringing together the resources to help them succeed and to help all of you at home who also have big ideas. We've got vital information at our website, greenlightmaine.com, and a vibrant community on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Together, we are building Maine's future, one dream at a time. I'm Don Gooding with MCED and the Maine Angels, and I'll be your host for this evening's show when two entrepreneurs go head-to-head in front of a panel of judges for a chance to win $100,000 in cash. Now, let's meet tonight's distinguished panel of judges. At the far end of the table, we have Mary Baumgartner, who is president of advertising firm Garin. Mary, great to have you here.
Delighted to be here. Can't wait to meet tonight's companies.
And in the middle, we have Elliot Cutler, who is now CEO of the Center for Professional Education at the University of Maine System. And you've been a businessman, entrepreneur, investor, and a few other things. Elliot, great to have you here.
Good to be here. I'm delighted to be here with Mary and Sarah. And this is a great thing you're doing.
And then at the end of the table, we have our sponsor for the evening. Sarah Burns is president and CEO of Central Maine Power Company, a 115-year-old innovator. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, and we are thrilled to be a sponsor, and I'm excited about participating.
So you're going to hear two companies present for about 3 minutes. You'll have 2 minutes to ask questions, time to deliberate at the end and figure out who's going to get the green light tonight. We'll be back with our first presentation of the evening after this short break here on Greenlight Maine.
We're standing by and ready for the call.
I need you out on 202.
We gotta get the hospital back online. In any weather, under any conditions, we're ready. When you lose power, there's one thing you can count on. We'll be ready to roll.
Please visit greenlightmaine.com to follow the progress of your favorite entrepreneurs and find information and resources about becoming an entrepreneur yourself.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. It's a good time to get hashtag Greenlight Maine ready because we're ready for our first presentation. With us tonight, we have Charlie Friedman and Nick Power from Flowfold. Take it away, guys.
I'm Charlie Friedman, founder.
And I'm Nick Power, brand manager of Flowfold.
Growing up in Maine with a love for being outside inspired us to create Flowfold. Our passion is building gear for you to carry what you need in pursuit of your peak experience. It all started growing up on Peaks Island. I had to carry everything I might need for the day on the boat, on my bicycle, and by foot. Through the adventure of growing up on the island, I discovered problems with the available carrying gear. Seams blew apart, bags didn't fit correctly, and they were heavier than they needed to be. Our first product was a wallet. By using innovative materials and advanced manufacturing techniques, we made ours lighter, thinner, and more durable than any other. Word spread quickly, and since 2011, we have averaged 100% growth rate annually. Our products are some of the top rated on all of Amazon.com. And because of the thousands of positive reviews we're receiving, we're outselling brands exponentially larger than us. We're also sold in hundreds of independent retailers. The demand for USA-made products has never been greater, and we're currently in negotiation with several major national retailers.
We've pulled Flowfold up by the bootstraps and set the stage to go global. We have a large market, a pipeline of products, and the ability to manufacture them. Greenlight will enable us to seize this opportunity. In order to keep the engine running full speed, we need creative people to support our designs and communications. We have a company culture that young people would love to be part of. By adding to our team and using new media to push our brand, we can continue to reach hundreds of thousands of customers. This is the backbone of our ability to scale up. Our identity is what makes the difference between a cool product and a viral lifestyle brand. There is a hungry global audience just waiting for us. We are the perfect fit for the Greenlight movement. This is our opportunity to share Flowfold with skiers in the Alps, hikers in Japan, surfers in Australia, and cyclists in Canada. Greenlight will empower us to create the kind of jobs that Maine desperately needs and position us to become a major international brand. Thanks.
Okay. First question over to you, Sarah.
So, Charlie and Nick, do you feel, as I listen to this, are you limited in growth because of manufacturing capabilities?
That's a good question. In 2011, I made our first run of 1,000 wallets at my parents' house, and by investing in advanced manufacturing machines, we were able to make more than 40,000 units last year.
Okay, Elliot, over to you.
If you win the $100,000, what are you going to do with it?
As a differentiating factor, Nick talked about our brand identity, and we need to add creative people in product design and marketing.
And there just happens to be a next question from an advertising firm. Mary.
The legions of fans that you have on Amazon are amazing and great brand ambassadors. How are you going to build that tribe?
Well, we've had great experience with social media and word-of-mouth marketing and the ability of everyday customers to spread our message across the internet.
I get to ask a question. So pricing-wise, how do you fit versus either other high-performing products similar to yours or other products that might not have those performance characteristics?
We try to set our prices at a fair point that urban crossover consumer can reach, so generally less than a hardcore outdoor brand.
Okay. Elliot, maybe one more question from you.
Who's your competition?
In the beginning, when we were marketing more in the sailing industry, there were some other companies doing similar things with the materials we use. But as we go into camping and hunting and fishing, new companies.
Okay, well, great. If those of you who are watching us at home or on your mobile devices, you can go now and post your thoughts on this presentation. We're going to be back after a short break for a conversation with our sponsor this evening. So we'll see you then here on Greenlight Maine.
It doesn't take much to change your entire travel experience. It's more than a flight. It's the whole trip. Connect to your world with daily non-stop flights to Atlanta, Detroit, Chicago, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Baltimore, Charlotte, and New York City. Portland International Jetport. Way better.
We develop websites for businesses of all sizes and devices of all shapes. We develop website strategies for connecting with prospects to cultivate more business. We develop websites that are simple to use and easy to update, putting the power in your hands. All backed up by a marketing team here in Maine, ready to help your business grow. Sutherland Weston, SutherlandWeston.com.
If any of you in our television audience has a big idea, we encourage you to visit greenlightmaine.com for a list of resources and information about starting your own business.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine for a conversation with our sponsor. With us in the studio is Sarah Burns, who's President and CEO of Central Maine Power, Glad to have your support here, Sarah.
Thank you, and we're glad to support the program.
Now, I understand CMP, although it's a big company now, it had modest origins as an entrepreneur. I'd love to hear that story.
Absolutely. So today we're part of Iberdrola, one of the largest utilities in the world. But 116 years ago, we were a dream on the Messalonsky stream. Two men, one an engineer, one a lawyer, who spent 5 years talking back and forth about whether or not they could take this little idea and scale it into something big. So I always remember we come from an innovator and an entrepreneur.
That's great. And so from that modest beginnings, now a huge company, we're going to hear more about the CMP story on a video right now.
Walter and Harvey had a dream: to supply electricity to the good citizens of Maine. In the waning days of the 19th century, that dream turned into reality when on November 7, 1899, Walter Wyman and his partner and attorney, Harvey Eaton, bought a small hydroelectric station that powered all the streetlights and about 100 customers in Oakland, Maine. Their dreams grew bigger. As the new century wobbled to its feet in America, Walter and Harvey bought other small power companies and expanded their service area. In 1910, they began using the name Central Maine Power. The 20s roared in, and the company found innovative ways to serve more customers. The Industrial Development Department helped businesses and the Maine economy to grow. The Rural Services Department helped electrify farms and dairies. And the Home Service and Home Lighting Departments thrilled homeowners with the latest appliances and lighting techniques. Meanwhile, early acquisition of transmission corridors paved the way for upgrades to infrastructure that would meet the needs of a growing population and an expanding business world. True to the pioneering spirit, CMP invented or were early adopters of many techniques that are now standard in the industry. Using digging machines and trucks with aerial ladders allowed crews to work more safely and efficiently. Building the Jacona, the world's first floating power plant in 1930, to power a paper mill in Bucksport. Installing the first gas turbine in New England and the second to come online in the United States. Issuing safety hard hats to crews, a radical idea in 1952. Forming the Yankee Atomic Electric Company with 11 other New England electric utilities to investigate and experiment in nuclear generation, which led to the formation of the Maine Yankee Power Company in 1966 and building the Maine Yankee Nuclear Power Plant. Now in the 21st century, as a proud member of the Iberdrola Group, CMP remains committed to innovation, change, and growth. Investing billions of dollars in state-of-the-art technology like our Maine Power Reliability Program and advanced metering infrastructure supports system automation, outage detection and response, and new products and services for our customers. CMP has built a stronger, smarter grid for Maine, giving us new opportunities for growth while meeting our customers' needs years into the future.
So now you're continuing that history of innovation.
Absolutely. You know, I think about our investments in smart technology, in our meter system, in systems for our customers, and I always think about continuing the legacy of those two men who started the business.
That's great to hear. Innovation is everywhere in Maine. We're going to come back for our second presentation of the evening after a break here on Greenlight Maine.
Hi, Ross here for Dysart's Restaurant. Everyone's having meetings, meeting about this, meetings about that, meeting about meetings. How ridiculous is that? Got a meeting? Meet at Dysart's Broadway. Look at my chart. Dysart's Broadway's got 3 meeting rooms. A big one, a bigger one, and an even bigger one. And the big one and the bigger one can combine to be even bigger than the even bigger one. How ridiculous is that?
Great food, great service, and a great place for your meeting. Dysart's Broadway.
Big and bigger's bigger than even bigger.
Dysarts.com.
Ridiculous.
When it comes to health insurance, what's your priority?
Affordable office visits.
A broad network of providers.
Low monthly payments.
You know what's important to you, but finding the right plan can seem so complicated. The good news is that we can walk you through it, step by step. But you need to act soon. For affordable, quality health insurance, Maine Community Health Options, we can help.
Please visit greenlightmaine.com to follow the progress of your favorite entrepreneurs and find information and resources about becoming an entrepreneur yourself.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. We're ready for our second presentation of the evening. With us tonight, we have Stan Ferrell and Michelle Miller from ComposiMold. Take it away.
We are makers.
And we are not alone. 56% of households in America do at least one craft project every single month. This includes the 10 million candle makers, soap makers, and jewelry makers.
The 10 million sugar artists making amazing cakes and custom chocolates. And the 10 million hobbyists who are doing train parts, fishing lures, and robots. And ComposiMold is the tool that makes it easy for these creative people to make their ideas into something real.
So the idea of ComposiMold, which is our cornerstone product, began because of my frustration at not being able to make model airplane parts and model rocket parts into lightweight plastics. I wanted to make something real. What I had for options for mold making and casting was latex or silicone, but those are toxic, hard to use, and if you make any mistake, you're out of luck because you have to start again at the very beginning. So after many years of development, we came up with ComposiMold, which is a 100% reusable mold making material.
With ComposiMold, you can take your 3D printed parts and duplicate them, your art sculptures, and copy those, and you can also clone your action figures. ComposiMold is eco-friendly and safe. It can be melted in the microwave, and it can be reused over and over again with no worries and no fuss.
And thanks to a video by super awesome Sylvia that was very popular, we found that my frustrations at making molds and castings there was many other people who had the same frustrations. There is a huge market for easy ways to make molds and castings.
And ComposiMold is easy to use, and it's also the most affordable mold making material in the world.
So ComposiMold is just the beginning. We have over a dozen different products, including casting materials, other mold making materials, kits, and accessories. Our sales have doubled every year for the last 5 years, and that trend is continuing through increased awareness, product development, and partnerships. We have sold to over 30,000 customers, and we have made over 70,000 pounds of ComposiMold right here in Central Maine.
We are located in well over 200 stores throughout the world, and that's only so far. And we're constantly making new materials, such as certain casting materials like ComposiStone, low-melt soy wax, clear casting plastic, and our newest favorite remold putty, which is a reusable mold-making material that makes it even easier for people to make products that are real.
With your help, we will continue to expand into new markets such as the concrete industry, the education market, and the hardware market.
ComposiMold has demonstrated its success, and we are ready to meet the needs of even more customers by creating and selling safe, user-friendly, and affordable materials for the makers in all of us.
Okay, first question, over to Mary.
Great presentation, thank you. Who would you say your competitors are, and what's your competitive difference?
We prefer to consider the competitors as part of our partners. They help us get more awareness of the mold making casting industry. Our material works great with a variety of casting materials, such as the ones by our partnerships, such as the silicones or the latexes that are out there.
Okay, Elliot.
So what I think you've done is you've come up with manual 3D printing, which is great. But I think you need a new name that talks better about your product. If you win the $100,000, would you spend it to come up with a new name?
We could do that, yes.
Okay, final question over to you, Sarah.
So Elliot, I think the new name is Make It.
Terrific.
There we go.
All right, there we go. We've seen it right before our eyes.
But you know, as I was listening, a great presentation. I was listening. I was thinking about this would have been great to have through all the science projects I worked on over the years.
Quick question.
But here's my question: you said sales have doubled over the last 5 years each year. Are you making money?
So far, we've continued to reinvest that into increased awareness of our product.
Okay, so that's going to wrap up the questions. It's now time for the judges to deliberate, and we'll be back after a short break and hear what the judges thought about the two presentations tonight on Greenlight Maine.
200,000 Mainers live with food insecurity, and this includes 60,000 children.
Kids that haven't had a chance to eat properly are not going to do as well in school, and they're going to be more likely to end up in the food pantry lines as adults.
Good Shepherd Food Bank is working to fight hunger throughout the state by partnering with local organizations from food pantries to meal sites to schools. But we need to engage everyone in the solution. Together, we can solve hunger.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. Have you been posting your comments about tonight's presentations? It's now time to hear from the judges. So, Sarah, let's start with you. So our first presentation of tonight was Flowfold. What did you like about that?
So one thing that I really thought was important that they talked to us about is that it's a product made in the USA, and they need to keep talking about that.
Absolutely. That's something we can all relate to. Elliot, what did you like about Flowfold?
Well, I think their price point is right. They need to tell a cool story, of which Made in the USA, I think, is a big part.
Yes.
But I think they're pointing at the right segment in the market.
And Mary, from your perspective as somebody in marketing, what did you like about their presentation?
They've got really passionate customers, and I think for a smaller brand in the fashion space, that's really important, that if they've got thousands of positive reviews on Amazon,
right. Not easy to get.
That's a really hard thing, so to have accomplished that so quickly, I think is a terrific asset to them.
Right. And even though they've got, lots of growth behind them, what did you see as some of the challenges that they might face going forward?
I didn't hear a really clear differentiating brand story. I think there's probably a story there, but I don't think we heard it well articulated tonight.
Okay. Elliot, what did you see as some of the challenges for Flowfold?
I think Mary's right. The only protection they're going to have from competition, because they don't have any real strong intellectual property that's going to keep other people out. The only protection they're going to have from competition is brand, and they don't have the story yet that's going to define their brand, I don't think.
Great. And Sarah, any other challenges that you might have seen?
So I think if they come up with the story and the brand, they need to build a solid business plan to deliver on it.
I totally agree. So let's turn our attention now to ComposiMold. What did you like about that story?
So I love the product. I think, as they sold to us, there's a lot of crafters, and it's a great product for crafters.
Okay. Elliot, what did you like about ComposiMold?
Not only is it a great product, they have a level of evident enthusiasm, passion for what they're doing that I think can carry them over all kinds of hurdles.
And Mary, what did you like about ComposiMold?
They have the great combination of a big target audience, but a really well-defined one. And so you just get that feeling if they can just get the word out, and I think there are lots of social channels, and these are passionate people. The maker community loves what they do, and they like to share their stories. If they find something they like, they want to tell their friends about it and share it.
Right.
So I feel like they've got both the opportunity for big growth and a big market, but they can tell the story really specifically in ways that are going to resonate.
It's interesting because you don't see that combination of large and yet focused in the same kind of opportunity. Very interesting. So Elliot, what did you see as some of the challenges that that ComposiMold is going to be facing going forward?
Well, I think they'd better move very quickly to adopt the name that Sarah came up with. I think they need a name that resonates with their market, that people remember, that explains very quickly what they can do for you. And I think when they do that, they have a material that's proprietary, so they've got a barrier against competition. I think they can take this a long, long way, and Maine has a history of making materials.
Mary, I realize I didn't give you a chance to talk about challenges that they're going to face. What did you see there?
I think Elliot said it well. That's exactly right. Again, they need, I think their name is a bit of a hurdle, and really figuring out how to tell the story quickly. What are the right media to tell the story, and just to, because that will be it. They need to get it, explain in 2 seconds what it is the product does.
Yep. Sarah, final thoughts on challenges that ComposiMold's going to face with this product you would have loved to have your kids play with?
So I think they've made some good business decisions. They told us that everything they've made, they've plowed back into the company. So I think the question I would have and the challenge I think they have is, okay, now how do I scale it up? How do I really get ready for a global market?
This little thing that's been adopted by some passionate people.
Right.
Well, interesting. Well, I'm going to be interested, and I'm sure the audience will be interested to see how you come out of these deliberations. So we'll be back after a short break with the judges' decisions tonight on Greenlight Maine.
Hi, I'm Janelle, your customer service representative at Central Maine Power. Flip a switch. Tap a key. Twist a dial. Ever wonder how much electricity you use in a day? Now you'll know. Introducing your personal energy manager. It works with your smart meter so you can track your energy use online, hour by hour, day by day. Know your own power.
We hope you at home will support your favorite entrepreneur tonight by going to greenlightmaine.com and clicking on their GoFundMe link. You can make a difference.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. It's that moment we've been waiting for, the moment you've been tweeting about. Judges, please pick up your cards and get ready to show the audience who's going to get the green light tonight. That means ComposiMold is moving on to the finals, where 13 companies will be competing for a chance at $100,000 in cash. And whether or not you at home agreed with tonight's judges, you can go to greenlightmaine.com and vote with your hearts and your wallets for your favorite companies. We'll be back next week with 2 more exciting companies here on Greenlight Maine. We'll see you then.
Greenlight Maine would not be possible without the support of all of our corporate sponsors. Thank you. Greenlight Maine has been brought to you by Central Maine Power. Flip a switch and we're there. Prize money for Greenlight Maine is provided by Maine Accelerates Growth through a grant by the Maine Community Foundation, stewards of charitable giving, helping donors help Maine. Outreach and community engagement in partnership with Maine Startup and Create Week, a conference worth skipping work for. Furniture for Greenlight Maine is provided by Thomas Mosier Furniture, handcrafted American furniture since 1972. Broadcast facilities provided by NESCOM, the New England School of Communications at Husson University.